see now the last two verbs in ere. One is irregular, and the irregular one is sapere. So when you conjugate sapere, you don't say io sapo, tu sapi. You check the form and you will see that you have to say io so, tu sai, lei sa, and so on. So try not to retain the forms. The verb conoscere is regular, so in this case you just drop ere and you add the regular endings. Okay, but what is important about these two verbs is the fact that both of them mean to know, but actually is to know in a different way. Let's talk first about sapere. Sapere. Sapere means to know in the meaning of to know something, or to know how to do something, or to know that something. For example, I know the math. I know something. It gave you like your knowledge about something. So I know math. I know how to write, to know how to do something. I know that you are Marco's friend. So I know that in all these cases you must use sapere. When you use conoscere, you use conoscere when you mean to be familiar with, to be acquainted, to know someone, to know a place, and even a language. For example, I know you very well. In this case, you must use conoscere. I know Rome very well. In this case, I'm familiar with. I'm familiar with you. I'm familiar with Rome, and we even use with a language conoscere. Conosco l'italiano. You know, like in this case, you can even use sapere, so l'italiano. Even if when you say so, it means more like I know how to speak. So actually you should say io so parlare. So if you just want to use like to know, it would be better to use conoscere, but with language, like even Italians sometimes use sapere. But remember, with people, with places, you must use conoscere, because you mean, when you say io conosco, you mean I am familiar with, I am acquainted. Okay, so let's just review. Sapere, you use sapere when you know something. So you have the knowledge of something. For example, as I said, io so bene la matematica. I know well math. Or you use sapere, as I said before, when you want to say, I know how to do something. Io so nuotare. I know how to swim. Or you can even use sapere, when you want to express, like to know that something. For example, io so che tu sei un bravo studente. I know that you are a good student. Okay, when you use conoscere, as I said, you use conoscere when you mean to be familiar with, to be acquainted, and to know people and to know places. So, io conosco il professore. I know the professor. Io conosco bene York College. I'm familiar with York College. I know how to move. And so places, as I said, and people, and languages. So io conosco l'italiano. I know Italian. But if you really want to say, I know how to speak, in this case, as I told you before, you can say, io so parlare. Okay, so it's better when you talk about the language to say, io so parlare. But if you don't use parlare, you must use, it's not like you must, because as I said, even Italians use just io so l'italiano. But it's not perfect. It will be better for you to remember that if you want to use to know a language, to say to know a language, if you want to use sapere, it's better if you say so parlare. So parlare una lingua. I know how to speak a language. And if you want to just use I know Italian without to speak, it's better to use conoscere. Io conosco l'italiano. So last time, sapere is more like to know something, to have the knowledge of something, to know how to do something, and to know that, etc., etc. To know that something, that you, etc., etc. Conoscere is to be familiar, acquainted. You use with people, you use with places, and you use with languages.